All right, we go again. Welcome to this session. We're glad to have you on this very important topic, comparative extension system. What we want to do here is to, pick up one or two extension systems in the world and then compare them with what is being practiced in other neighboring countries. At the end of this session, we expect that candidates should be able to introduce comparative extension system, highlight the need to compare Nigeria extension system with that of the Gambia, and possibly also discuss the elements, description, and criteria for measurement of agricultural extension. Let's start with the need for the comparison of extension systems. By way of introduction, we know that agriculture is very, very important. Agriculture is so important to every nation, especially for countries that are still at the very cradle of development. They need agriculture to compete favorably with developed countries. The importance of agriculture as a viable driver for economic development and sustainable livelihood is widely acknowledged. For instance, in Africa, agriculture employs not less than 63% of the total labor force. But then, despite the substantial contribution of agriculture to the economy, the labor productivity in agriculture remains low in sub-Saharan Africa. So that makes it very important that we take our time and then compare the extension systems in these nations, because if agriculture is going to do better, then a whole lot relies on the extension system. So the themes we are going to look at in our comparisons are basically issues relating to the elements, the description, and the criteria measurements. So we look at the need for comparison. Of course, we need to compare because it's been reported there are differences in productivity across nations. So we want to find out, why do we have those differences? What's its extension doing better in one country that is not being observed in other countries? We want to also compare because we've seen differences in functionality. How extension operates in the Gambia may not be the same thing as how it operates in Nigeria. We also need to compare because of the differences in form, then differences in place, differences in time, and then differences in the level of access. You go to some countries, you see high level of access to extension services. You go to others, you don't have such experience. So these are the reasons why we need this comparison of extension system in the Gambia and then in Nigeria. In our subsequent class, we'll be able to now take a detailed dive into some of these criteria for assessment to know the difference between extension system in the Gambia and then the extension system here in Nigeria. Thank you so much for your time.